What's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? I want to talk about the shadow people a little more because I forgot to say something about them. Now, during these tantric sessions, I was seeing the shadow people, but I was seeing them come in as my light sparks. Now, I was seeing my light sparks come in. These shadow people were parading themselves around inside of my light sparks, which we're gonna get into later. How my light sparks were being controlled by the dark forces. But at this time, while I was under the effects of this drug, the shadow people did not come in as shadow people. They came in as light sparks. And I was seeing these light sparks. I thought that they were so cute, and I thought that they were so cuddly that I was calling them on in, saying, "Come here, come in." And I was in my tantra while doing it, in that tantric session while doing it. I found them to be so cute. But this was the dark force. This was them, those black orbs, parading themselves around in my light, cloaking themselves in my light sparks and things of this nature. Okay. I also want to talk about how, while in the midst, but I gotta tell you, I was moaning and everything. Yes, I was moaning very loud. Okay. But I gotta tell you that in the middle of that tantric session, after I got bored, I started to see my light sparks get pulled and sucked from out of my body and things of this nature, and I was seeing like the skull heads, like some type of skull heads or black orbs coming into my body, and my light sparks would leave when they would come into my body. Like they were coming, crowding into my body, and my light sparks having no choice but to leave out of my body. Now let's call our light sparks back from that. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments, caught up, lost, trapped, or stuck within the midst of skull heads themselves, black orbs themselves, and even that instance of them coming into my body and my light sparks leaving my body at that time in psychosis, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. And as well, the attacks got real. Now this was before the psychosis picked up. The attacks had got real. I was using I was attacking these individuals. I was using my light to attack them, but they were able to absorb the energy, and whoever that was, it was some invisible creature that I could not see attacking me. Now, I am seeing the symbolism in this, where back up in the third eye as the giant and ruler, how I used my magic against Octopussy, and she was absorbing it. I'm seeing that symbolism in that, okay? But that was scary, because I couldn't see this bitch, whoever that was attacking me. Let's call our light sparks back from that. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments that got caught up within the midst of that, where my sparks were being pulled out, or those black orbs, skull heads were coming into me, and my light fleeing out of my body because I didn't want to be around that filth and that nastiness, are, released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. And I guess I should also just speak on this right quick. I wanted that psychosis to go away. So I was, I kind of, look, I'm glad I didn't get another fix. I'm so glad I didn't. Because who knows what would have happened had I gotten it. Okay? But, again, you remember I was telling you about how the streets were lined with the bags of methamphetamines. I reached down and tried to touch one. I was also seeing them in like the dumpster in the trash can behind the house, and I can recall my neighbor, the one who got it for me, telling me that they dropped some down in there. Okay, and I was looking for it because I wanted that psychosis to disappear. Okay, let's call our light sparks back from that. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments that got lost, caught up, stolen, trapped within the midst of me climbing up in that dumpster or reaching down to touch any of those bags that I saw on the ground are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay, I also want to talk about how some of the forms I saw the shadow people take on. I was most definitely seeing voodoo dollish. I was seeing these light sparks, not light sparks, but these shadow people take on the form of voodoo dolls and things of this nature. As the psychosis got a little more intense, I was seeing them as voodoo dolls. So let's call our light sparks from that, and we are. That's it. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments that got caught up within the midst of we got of seeing those shadow people as voodoo dolls are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay? Now, I want to talk about this motherfucking black shit. This black film. Whatever it is, it was able to assume the shape. But first of all, I want to talk about how these individuals did something to my eye. Now, they did something to my right eye, where this is where I was seeing the hallucinations. The thing about my right eye is that I am blind in that eye and I cannot see out of that eye. So that's how I was able to distinguish between that these were hallucinations. Seeing that stuff out of the corner of my eye because I'm blinded in that eye. That they put that on. They put some sort of film over it or some. And I was also seeing some sort of white stuff coming out of my eye as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and call our light sparks back from that. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments that got caught up, lost, stolen, trapped within the midst of them doing what they did to my eye and putting that whatever that white that film over it so that I could see those hallucinations are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay. As well, we had the hallucinations were coming, and we also had this whatever this black shit is, this thing that attached itself. This I can't describe it, but it was black, and it attached itself to my right eye. Okay, now I have it's like, that's my baby, it's like a crustacean, it's shaped like a crustacean, it's shaped like a crab, and it's in my eye, it's behind my eye, and it does belong there. Now, my crustacean, my baby, I call it my baby, it had been, that black shit had attached itself to my baby, and I could see it out the corner of my eye, and it was attached to me, and especially while I was in the psychosis, it was assuming these different shapes. Okay, one time it appeared to be like a hooded, like I'm Santa, like the Reaper, and it scared the hell out of me. Okay, it took me a while to clear that black shit from off the side of my eye like that. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments that got caught up, lost, trapped, stolen within the midst of that creature that was able to shape shift and do all sorts of shit from that right eye, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father and the child. Also, I was, doing what I do, clearing the blockages in my body. Every time I would try to do it, this creature would try to attack me or would attack me by doing stuff to my head. I would get this real crazy headache when I would try to blast them away or blast away at that dark shit. It would try to control me by twisting on my brain or twisting my head up or making me feel some way. Okay. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments that got caught up, lost, stolen, or trapped within the midst of that creature as a whole, whatever that creature was doing with my head, making me feel that pain when I was blasting away at that ass like that, release, remove, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Me. Thank you. Bye-bye.